Germany is set to grow its military presence in the Indo-Pacific with a multi-million-dollar procurement deal with Australia and a first-time invitation to join military drills in the country. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, on stopover in Germany ahead of the NATO summit this week, said Germany would import 100 armoured vehicles that are made in Australia by a German company. On top of that, up to 240 German soldiers are set to arrive in Australia this month for exercises, alongside soldiers from 12 other nations, including Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, France and Britain. It will mark the first time Germany is participating in the multinational exercise. The chief of the German army has made clear Berlin does not aim to antagonize any parties, even as its outreach in the region comes at a time of rising tensions with China. This, of course, ahead of the NATO annual summit in Lithuania's capital beginning tomorrow, to which the alliance's Indo-Pacific partners have been invited to take part in for the second consecutive year. The so-called IP4 group of attendee nations consists of Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and South Korea. And from all this, let's head to Trent Murray, who joins us live from Berlin. Trent, we've got this joint drills, major military supply deal, all this just ahead of the Vilnius summit due to start tomorrow. What is the significance of the timing?
This is a major announcement for both Australia and Germany, this joint cooperation when it comes to defence. I think the timing is very much linked to that exercise Talisman Sabre, those large military drills that take place biannually between the United States and Australia, particularly in the north, around the Northern Territory. But of course, the likes of Indonesia, Japan and South Korea also have joined those drills in recent years. But Germany coming for the first time, and I think that really signifies and puts an emphasis under the fact that the government here in Berlin is increasingly looking towards the Indo-Pacific for defence and security matters. And that is because I think it knows that as the European Union's largest economy, that there is an expectation in other parts of the world that it does operate in other parts other than Europe. So look, a major announcement for both Prime Minister Albanese signing this deal for 100 of those Boxer armoured personnel carriers to be made in Brisbane and then sent here to Berlin. But I think, again, a significant one for Germany as well, to show that it is increasingly looking from outside of its own backyard and to other parts of the world for its foreign policy agenda.
Well, Trent, Germany is not the only one doing that. Several European nations as well deepening their relations with countries in the Indo-Pacific. What can we read into the shift in terms of foreign policy focus for European countries?
Well, look, I think it's a difficult balancing act in many ways for European countries. I mean, Germany, for example, its largest trading partner is China, but also its recent national security strategy said that China poses some challenges towards the rules-based order in Asia. We also know, of course, that 40% of the European Union's trade, it travels through the South China Sea, of course, an area where many Asian nations have got issues around territorial claims and integrity. And so, again, I think what you are just trying to see, what you're seeing here, I guess, is Germany and others trying to find that balance between close cooperation with like-minded nations, including that Indo-Pacific Four that you mentioned, but also not antagonizing certain players within the region. So we know that, of course, the Vilnius summit will focus heavily on Ukraine, but I think the fact that Japan, South Korea, NZ and Australia will also be there means that some of those issues around the Indo-Pacific will also be discussed around the table.
Thanks for that. Trent Murray speaking live to us there from Berlin.